Deputy Chief of Tupelo Fire Department, Jesse Clark. And before I get into his bio, I just kind of want to say a few things. Jesse and I probably started at Tupelo in 1995, about the same year. I don't think it was the same month, but probably the same year. And I came to Tupelo Fire Department from the Air Force as a firefighter, and he came from Shannon Fire Department as a volunteer firefighter. But there's one thing about Jesse you recognize from day one. He was passionate about the fire service, and he loves the fire service. And it's easy to see people like that, and that's the people you want to surround yourselves with. And I'll go through his bio, but when you get up here and he starts talking about some things, you'll understand where his heart is. And those are the folks that make a difference. Those are the kind of people you want to be. And I can't say enough great things about him. I've seen him go out of pocket to pay for his own training. I've seen him take vacation to do his own training just to be able to get it. And the kind of folks that keep us moving forward. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Jesse. Jesse's a 34-year veteran of the fire service. Beginning in 1991 as a volunteer with the Shannon Fire Department. In 1995, he became a career firefighter with the Tupelo Fire Department, where he spent 27 years before serving as chief of training for the Oxford Fire Department. He returned to Tupelo a year and a half ago and now serves as a deputy chief of operations. He's a certified paramedic with experience on the ground ambulance, in-flight with care flight, in the ER, and as a dispatcher. He's a member of Mississippi Search and Rescue Task Force, and he has responded to emergencies both in and out of state. A certified level 3 fire service instructor and part of the Dixie Firemanship Training Cadre. Jesse has always been a student of the craft with a deep focus on putting them first. Academically, he holds associate's degrees in paramedic science and fire protection technology, and is a 2022 graduate of National Fire Academy's Managing Fire Officer Program. Bachelor's in Fire Administration from Columbia Southern this August. Now you heard that he's got 34 years in the fire service. You see that he's still pushing forward by still working on degrees and moving forward. That tells you a lot about him. He brings depth, heart, and hard-earned perspective to our profession. And I have to admit, I don't know if I ever told Jesse this, when I became the chief of Tupelo, the first call I got was from the chief of Oxford, Joey Gardner. He couldn't make it today, I don't believe. But he told me I better not steal Jesse Clark from him. Later on, when the commissioner gave me the privilege of being the director here at the Fire Academy and I left Tupelo, it worked out for Jesse to fall back into his home fire department. So please join me in welcoming today's guest speaker, Tupelo Deputy Fire Chief, Jesse Clark.
Thanks so much. Congratulations to you guys. Graduating 7 weeks from the Mississippi Fire Academy is an amazing thing. These guys sitting along beside you, you built a great bond with them. A bond that, I still share with some of these guys. I graduated with Deputy Director Burnside. The Mississippi Fire Academy is the best. I don't know, I didn't realize, we call ourselves the #1 fire academy in USA. I'm sure everybody calls it, but as far as state fire academies go, I didn't realize the type of facility and training opportunities we have here in the state of Mississippi until I started traveling around. Most other states, the fire departments do their own training, and I just really didn't realize. And then, I don't know if y'all heard in the intro, but our instructors, we have national award winners, we have doctorates, and guys with master's degrees. We have guys that have written in trade magazines, and I'm telling you, some of the best firefighters I know are instructed here at the State Fire Academy and instructing you guys this 7 weeks. The thing I need you to realize, though, is that this is just your foundation. I'm sure all of you probably kind of realize that. These are high-speed instructors, but this is your foundation. We call it the basic class, minimum standard. 1001 is the minimum standard. You now know the absolute minimum you need to know to be a firefighter in the state of Mississippi. So I need you to continue your training. You need to come back here, and come back here often, and come back here your whole career. Okay? Don't be that 5-year guy that instructor over here was talking about, I don't care, I'm not going back to another class. Don't be that captain some days as well. I'm a captain, I'm a few years out from retirement. Don't be that chief officer that doesn't want to continue his training. As a chief officer, you need to know what your guys are doing in the field. You need to know what equipment they need and what processes they're doing to rescue those people. So continue your education throughout your career, and it benefits you. This is your foundation, even though you've got a great one. So come back here often. Next thing I need you to know is get out of here. Get out of this area too. As great as this fire academy is, as great as these instructors are, go take classes from other areas and learn other techniques. Go to firemanship conferences. Go take nozzle forward from Aaron Fields. Go to the Water on the Fire conference. I'm gonna tell off on myself for a little bit, but it was probably 2018, 2019. I went up the road from Tupelo and took a little class up there, a 3-day conference from some guys all across the Mid-South, from different states, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee. Was even a guy from New Jersey. They pulled together. They were teaching and showing techniques. Here I was a company officer on a busy engine company. I was 20-something years into the fire service. Company officer on a busy engine company in Tupelo, and I thought I had it together. I had hours and hours of training from the fire academy here, and I go there and they're showing techniques. They're showing how to throw ladders by yourself, how to force doors, how to really well, and how to mask up quickly, and stretch lines, and do these different things. And it's the firemanship craft, that stuff that they passed down to them, and they were passing it on to us. But I learned things from those guys that I had never seen before. And it really jump-started my career, and it really, gave me something else. You guys are in an amazing position here to be able to go and do that now. I was 20-something years in my career before I discovered that. So get out of here and go take those classes from those other guys and dive off into that. It'll make you better on the fire ground. Just to kind of echo what Instructor Turner and Chief Hinkle were saying, your safety comes from your knowledge of the fire ground, your knowledge of what you're supposed to do. When the citizens call 911, they expect you to be aggressive and get in there and rescue them, and they expect you to be aggressive and get in there and put that fire out. And, we talk about safety. I mean, the safest thing you can do at this point, the absolute safest thing you can do is not accept this diploma here in a few minutes and go find yourself another job. But you're not gonna, you're gonna accept this diploma, and you're gonna go on those 911 calls, and you're gonna go to that house fire. So the more training you get, that's where your safety comes from. And don't forget the technical rescue classes either. I don't care that you don't like heights. You're gonna be the one getting the kid down off the water tower. I don't care if you don't like hazmat. You're gonna be the one out there with that tanker truck rolled over in the ditch on that highway. Your safety comes in knowing what you're doing out there, being competent. So don't forget that. Next thing I want you to do for me is to be where your feet are. And what I mean by that, if you've ever heard that term, it means be where you're at. When you are at the fire station, give the fire department 100%. Now I know there's going to be times, it never fails, when you're at the fire station, that's when the dishwasher's going to mess up. That's when there's going to be issues with children and things like that. But for the most part, 95% of your days, be at the fire station when you're there. Train every shift. Work out every shift. Keep that level of physical fitness that you've retained here in these 7 weeks. Don't let that go. Don't be the guy in there, getting relaxed, catching up on season 3 of Breaking Bad. Get out there in the bay, practice masking up, practice stretching lines, practice those things that make you better on the fire ground. You think something's clean, clean it again. You look at the rig, all the rig's clean, open the compartments, clean something, do those things, do those jobs that the other guys don't want to do. Be that person. Every shift when you leave the fire shift's over, look back, and you should have tried to make that place a better place. Yourself, your crew, your department, you should have tried to make that place a better place at the end of that day. And then on the flip side of that, When you go home, be where your feet are. Be at home. Get off your phone, help your children do their homework. You know, play ball with them. Be with your wife. You know, pour time into them. I'm sure over this 7 weeks there have been some conversations at home. What are we going to do this weekend when dad or mom gets home? You know, what are we going to do? They look forward to you getting home on the weekends. They'll look forward to you getting home after your shift. What are we going to do tomorrow night? You know, dad's home, mom's home. And they'll talk about it. And then you come home, you need to be there with them, pour into them. And on those days when you have to go to the fire station, just like you tried to make the fire department better, hopefully you will have made your home life better when you leave to go back to the fire station. And just so be where your feet are. And then the last thing I want to say, and this is probably the most important, is get God in your life. There were so many years that I worked and I was not really walking down that path, and it cost me some things professionally and personally. Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to it. And I truly believe that, but God first, and everything else will kind of fall into place. Thank you so much for letting me come